So 2018 brought a few changes to my watch collection. A few things came in and a few things went out. So I thought I'd kick off 2019 with a new updated state of the collection video. So happy new year guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Adrian, and this channel is kind of just about me documenting my journey through watches, and that's pretty much it. So if you're into that sort of stuff, hit subscribe down the bottom. So today is an update video to the state of my collection. I kind of did a video, I think probably nearly a year ago now. A few things have changed, and so I thought this would be a good time to do a new one. So I thought I'd start off with sharing what's gone out from the collection. Then I'll show in order of how often I wear the watch, so the most wrist time. And there's a couple of pieces in my collection which I don't really wear, but I like to keep hold of them just because, one, they're not worth anything to sell, and two, I kind of think they're cool. So the first watch to go was my vintage Omega Seamaster reference 14710. It was from 1958. The reason I sold it was I didn't really wear it that much. I needed to free up some cash as well. So unfortunately it had to go. It is an absolutely gorgeous piece, but it's gone to a good home, an owner of a modern Seamaster, so they can be together. But I do miss this guy, but it was a fairly expensive watch. I think I sold it for about 800 quid, 900 quid. And so I couldn't really have that money just sitting around doing nothing. So the second watch I sold was the Tudor Black Bay Harrods edition. This was in the collection for probably about 2 days. I can share now. I'm moving house. I'm leaving London. The day after buying the Tudor Black Bay Harrods edition, we actually put a deposit down on a new house. And that's why I got in so much trouble, because we needed that cash to go on the new house. So that's why it was only in the collection for a couple of days. Luckily, it was an easy watch to sell because they are limited edition. A very, very cool piece. You can only buy these from Harrods. I'll put a link up the top for all of the videos that I've done on these pieces. So let's go through the watches that I actually wear. So to kick off with, it is my Explorer 1, or the Explorer. This is a 36mm version from 1998, and it is a reference 14270. This piece is amazing. I cannot stress enough how much I love this watch. It gets the most wrist time, probably 6 days of the week. This is on my wrist, and it's not because I don't dare. That some of the watches I don't want to wear too much, but I do have watches that I often wear. But I just love this watch so much. I feel it fits my character. It's a Rolex. It's a good watch, but it doesn't scream anything unnecessary. It's not an in-your-face watch. So you can quite happily wear this pretty much anywhere in life, and this is absolutely fine. It's so chilled out. It's so under the radar. And that's kind of why I love this watch so much. I would like to do another video on this thing because I kind of just want to show my appreciation for the watch. I don't know, I kind of feel like I've done this guy to death. But yeah, I just can't stress enough how much I love this thing. If you're interested in the Explorer's on your mind, just go for it. It is such a brilliant watch. A lot of people say it's a boring piece. And it's kind of, that's part of the point, is the fact that it is a relaxed piece. There's nothing too in your face about it. There's nothing too blingy about it. It's just chilled out. It's a chilled out watch, but it's also a great watch. And so that's why this gets worn the most. It's absolutely brilliant. So the next piece that I wear, the next two watches are kind of tied with the amount of wrist time. It's between the Kermit and the CWC. Oops. Last time I did a stated collection video, I got a bit of criticism from people saying if you have watches in your collection that you don't wear, you should sell them. And I got a little butthurt about that, because I kind of thought, no, it's my collection. I have in it what I want to be in it. I do feel like there's a bit of truth in that. There's no point in me selling this watch because it would only fetch about 100 quid. But I looked at it and thought, why don't I wear it? Is it a bit of snobbery, the fact it doesn't have Omega, Rolex or something on the dial? I started wearing it, and I absolutely love wearing this guy. It's a cool looking watch. Quartz movement, it's got an ETA movement inside. It's, for those of you who don't know, the CWC W10, which is what this is the standard issue military watch. And it's issued to RAF, Navy and Army, so it's not really specialised. My dad laughed. My dad's ex-RAF, is a retired pilot. He laughed when I bought this because he said that these are just given out and they get thrown in drawers and no one actually wears them. So he thought it was a bit silly that I spent money on it. But it's a cool watch. I actually really enjoy wearing it, and it's such it's a mess about watch. It doesn't matter what happens to it. I bought this off eBay for, I don't know, like 60 quid. It was all bashed up and I tidied it up a bit. And now it's in pretty good nick. This was actually issued, and you can tell it was issued because of this number here is the issue number, and it was issued in 2006. You can buy these new from CWC. I think they're about 120 quid new. But just pop onto eBay and you can get them for pretty much next to nothing. If you're interested in watches and you just don't have much cash, there are a handful of really interesting watches that you can just get hold of, which are just cool and cheap as shit, and this is one of those. If you want a decent NATO strap, go to barkandjack.com. Shameless plug. So watch number 3 is my Kermit. I bought this probably about 2.5 years ago. It was bought to be a daily wear, but also an investment watch. I knew this was going to go up in value. I didn't know it was going to go up this much in value. I paid about I paid exactly £5,990 on it, and this could probably sell for about 10 grand. So that's quite an epic increase. I am going to do another video around investing in watches because it seems like a bit of a sore point for a lot of people, but proof is in the pudding. I don't wear this as often as I'd like because it's an expensive watch and I don't need a 10 grand watch on my wrist. There's just something really chilled out about this watch. And I can bash this watch and I don't really mind. I don't want to treat it badly, but this I feel is a bit of a, I don't know, buying this is like buying a 911. It's a car that is very, very capable, can go very fast and go fast around corners, and it's a very decent car, but you still want to look after it. There aren't many people who can throw a 911 around a track and not worry if it gets bashed about. For me, this guy is like a Golf GTI, a VW Golf GTI. It's a brilliant car, a very, very good car, but you're not going to treat it as much as a princess as you would 911. I'm imagining. I don't even have a car. That's something I need to sort out when we move house. The newest watch to the collection is the Batman. This gets worn the least. In fact, no, it hasn't even left the house. This is a safe queen. Reason being is because we are moving house and I might need to free up this cash to do so. Me and the wife are working really hard to try and make it so that we don't have to sell this watch to make the move happen. But ultimately, the watches are secondary. It's kind of down to the family. If the family needs the money, then the family needs the money. I'd be very, very sad if I had to sell the Batman. I'd be even more sad if I had to sell the Batman and the Kermit. But I know I could survive on just the Explorer. So as I say, working really hard to move house without having to sell this guy. And I really hope that's true because I can't wait to get this piece on my wrist because I love it. I wouldn't say it's a grail watch of mine, but it's a watch that I absolutely love. And I've been wanting this for a very, very long time. And it's, yeah. Love it. So those 4 watches are the watches that I actually wear. I know that I need to get other brands other than Rolex and Rolex, but I am a Rolex fanboy. There's enough in the Rolex collection for me to enjoy, and I do feel like I have a connection to the brand, and that's not just because it's Rolex. I feel like I connect with, especially this Explorer guy, I connect with the adventure and I connect with the kind of achievements that these guys have done, or supposedly have done. So I've got 2 watches in my collection that I don't wear, but I enjoy them. Seiko SKX007, I think it was originally. I have a couple of bezel inserts with this guy. I've modified it quite a lot, just cosmetically, nothing drastic. So I've dulled down the bracelets, I've changed the bezel insert, and I've bleached the bezel insert. I've added coffee to the lume to make it a bit of a patina. I kind of bought this watch to play around with, and that's kind of as far as it's gone. It is a cool watch, it's just a touch too large for me. With my other watches, I don't feel there's a watch that I would choose this over. If I want a mess around weekend watch, and I've got my CWC. If I want just a chilled out everyday watch, and I've got my Explorer. If I want a beefy tool watch, then I've got my Kermit. Maybe if I went on more beach holidays, this might get a look in, but at the moment, it's just there to have some fun with. Another watch is a Seiko 5, and I bought this guy as a bit of a crossover watch. I'd sold everything to put money into buying my Kermit, and I needed something on my wrist. I couldn't go without a watch, so I tried to find the cheapest watch I possibly find, and it was this guy. I think it was about 45-50 quid, and it's been kind of customized because I was sent a watch by one of you guys, which was very, very kind. So I took the dial out of that watch and I popped it in here. So this now has Arabic numerals and Arabic date, and is something very, very artistic about Arabic numerals. Again, if you're a watch collector and you don't have a huge amount of money and you want an automatic watch, go grab one of these because you can't really mess with it. It's 50 quid off Amazon. I'll put affiliated link down below to an Amazon shop. If you buy it through that link, then I get a little bit of commission off that. but again, it's a decent watch for the money. So that's about it for my collection, really. The watches that I want to go for next, I'd really like an Omega Speedmaster, but really, if I had the money for an Omega Speedmaster, I'd actually spend that money on a Rolex Explorer 2, the 16570 Polar Dial, ideally from the year 2000, which was the first Rolex that I'd bought. I sold it and I really regret selling it. I actually contacted a couple of weeks ago the buyer on eBay and asked him if I could buy it back off him. He said no, because it was a present for his son and his son still wears it. I'd also really like to get a Tudor Black Bay 58. I tried it on not long ago and it was an incredible watch. I felt just as much connection to the 58 as I did with my Explorer. There's that feeling of this just works. And it looks great, so I kind of feel like that's going to have to be in the shopping list. Ultimately, I have no cash. I have about 400 quid right now to spend on a watch. My heart says to go buy something like an Apple Watch or a Hamilton field watch with the manual eye movement. My head, the sensible side of me, says that just leave it there and wait for it to grow so that you can get the Black Bay 58. But we'll see what happens with the move, because moving's stupidly expensive. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are on this little £400 pot. Any ideas on watches that I should explore, or maybe you think that I should keep it and buy something that I really truly want. And also, what are your thoughts on having watches in your collection that you don't really wear? Should you just clean out the collection and stick to kind of the main hitters? Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. If you do want a native strap and you want to support the channel, pop over to barkandjack.com and check out the native straps that we have over there. And check me out on Instagram @barkandjack. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.